I should have hated him the moment he showed up at my doorstep. After all, what kind of cosmic joke sends your ex-boyfriend's cousin into your life right when you've finally stitched your heart back together? But there he was, Ethan Cole, standing on the porch of my small-town house in Virginia, dragging a battered suitcase like some runaway poet from the city. His smile carrying the kind of arrogance only New York could teach a man. The last time I'd heard his name, it had been whispered in fragments at Thanksgiving dinners, spoken like a myth. Ethan's chasing theater in Manhattan. Ethan's probably broke. Ethan hasn't called in months. He was the family's black sheep, the dreamer who abandoned cornfields for skyscrapers. And now, suddenly, he was in front of me, my ex's blood, my past shadow, yet everything in me leaned forward instead of pulling back. The awkwardness should have been unbearable. I mean, who lets their ex's cousin crash in their guest room? Who agrees to late-night kitchen talks and borrowed mugs of coffee like the past isn't breathing down their neck? I did, because Ethan wasn't just anyone. He was magnetic in a way I'd never been warned about. His voice held the rhythm of subway trains. His laugh carried a recklessness I hadn't heard in years. And when he looked at me, I looked at might felt like every locked door in my chest was being pried open. It started with the smallest betrayals. A brush of his arm against mine while reaching for the remote. A glance too long when I caught him in my t-shirt after a shower. The midnight confessions about New York loneliness. About standing on Broadway streets watching people chase dreams he wasn't sure he wanted anymore. One night, after too many whiskeys in the kitchen, Ethan leaned back in his chair, eyes heavy but sharp. "Do you ever think," he said slowly, "that maybe we love the wrong people just so we can find the right ones later?" I knew what he was hinting at. My ex, his cousin. The wreckage I thought I'd left behind. And yet my chest burned, because damn it, I wanted to believe him. But love, especially queer love in small-town America, was never that simple. The first time we kissed, it wasn't planned. It happened on the porch, rain smearing the sky into gray sheets, thunder rumbling like a warning. We were arguing about him leaving again, about how unfair it was for him to stir up my life when he'd eventually run back to New York. "You don't know me," I snapped. "Maybe I want to," he shot back, stepping closer. And then there was nothing but his mouth on mine, desperate and clumsy, tasting of rainwater and defiance. For a second, the world hushed. No cousins, no exes, no guilt. Just the raw, terrifying truth of two boys who'd been aching for something real. But the second after, it all crashed down. "You can't," I whispered, pulling back, breathless. "You're his cousin. This is wrong." Ethan smirked, though his eyes betrayed him, soft with fear. "Or just something you're scared to want?" He left me standing there in the storm, heart racing like it had been broken open all over again. The weeks that followed were torture. Every shared glance at family dinners felt like a secret. Every accidental touch sparked like fire. And yet we played the game of denial, slipping between longing and silence, pretending we weren't already drowning in what we'd started. The real breaking point came at a 4th of July barbecue. My ex Daniel showed up, all smug smiles and questions about whether I'd moved on. Ethan sat across from me, jaw tight, fists clenched beneath the table. Daniel leaned in too close, his cologne sharp, his words sharp enough to cut. "You still look lonely, you know? Maybe you realized no one else can handle you the way I did." And before I could reply, Ethan stood. His chair scraped back, his voice slicing through the noise. "You don't get to talk to him like that." The yard went silent. Fireworks cracked faintly in the distance, but every eye was on us. Daniel's smirk faltered. Ethan's chest rose and fell like he'd been holding this fight for years. I should have stopped him. I should have kept it quiet. But when Ethan's hand found mine under the table, rough and certain, I didn't let go. Not this time. Later, when the night was quiet again and the fireflies danced over the grass, I found him leaning against the fence, cigarette glowing faintly in his hand. "You didn't have to defend me," I said softly. "Yes, I did," he replied, eyes steady. "Because he was wrong. You're not unlovable. You're not broken. And I'm done pretending I don't see you." The words hit me like truth I'd been waiting my whole life to hear. And when I kissed him this time, there was no storm, no fear. Just warmth, steady and sure, like something worth holding on to. Ethan didn't stay forever. He went back to New York eventually, chasing whatever it was he'd left undone. But the difference now was this: he didn't leave me behind. He called. He visited. And when I finally stood on a crowded Manhattan street months later, suitcase in hand, searching for his face among the thousands, I found him. And for the first time in years, love didn't feel like a betrayal. It felt like coming home. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.